Hello everyone. This is Trace. I don't want to make this video, but I have to. I've been putting it off. I need to update people on what's going on. So this was July 12th, 2020. I was fishing out in front of the house, and I took this picture 20 minutes before my accident, and you can see the lake and the rocks. I was standing in sunshine, no clouds above me. You can see off to the west behind the house the storms, and when I got struck by lightning later that day, after getting back from the hospital and all that, we looked at the radar signature for the time of day when I got struck, and the bolt that struck me showed up on radar. It came from 12 miles to the northwest, where that storm behind my house was sitting over Jackson Lake. So I would have never thought that I wouldn't have been out there fishing if I thought there was any danger of lightning. It was a far off thunderstorm, but it traveled horizontally 12 miles, and I had a little warning. I was listening to music through headphones, and I could hear a static-like sound coming, getting stronger, and I knew it was coming, so I tried to jump off the dam to the back and get low, and that's when I was struck. So, but anyways, I've been having a lot more trouble with myself now, these years later. So we've been seeing doctors, we've been seeing neurologists, I've been doing all this stuff. In my mind, when it happened, I was convinced that I'm very fortunate that I survived that, and as far as I was concerned, every day was a bonus after that. All the problems and this, that, and the other, it really doesn't matter, because the alternative would be I wouldn't be here. So I am still here. So things changed a little bit as far as my day-to-day stuff, the way I do things, realizing that, okay, you really shouldn't be here, but you are. So what do you want to do? And I always wanted to become an ag pilot, and spray and do all this stuff. And a friend of mine, Kyle, had been bringing me along, and right at September of 2023, we were flying, and he and I had talked extensively about me coming into the spraying business that he had, and I thought, I maybe since I'm still alive, and I had a close call that maybe I should change direction and go ahead and do what I wanted to do. So we were flying September 2023, and we were talking about my accident, and we were over Jackson Lake, and Kyle said, take the stick. And Kyle knew that I grew up flying. I flew solo out of Fort Morgan Airport in 1981 at age 11. I grew up flying. So he said, take the stick. And so I did. And we went flying. He just let me go flying. And after we got back to the airport, he said, if you really want to do this, the first thing you need to do is get serious about it and go to get your medical clearance, get your FAA clearance, your physical, and let's do this. I can bring you into this, and you could be spraying. You could come over to Co-Fire and work the fire side, and eventually be brought into doing seat firebombing. So I thought, okay, but I had this traumatic brain injury, and this is stopping me. He said, well, all you can do is go try. If you fail it, then it's over. If you don't and you pass it, then you do what you want to do. So that was my plan. And in June of 2024, he helped me get my first license. For the chemical side. Went through all that and went up and did the testing and got that done. So that was the first step. I got that done. And so I was pretty excited, and I was working with my doctors before I go take the physical, to get me, where I need to be, and make sure that I'm the best I can be before I go take the physical test and all that. And I was going to appointments and this, and that, and the other. And then September 5th, 2024, Kyle had his accident. And that put a new perspective on what I was doing. He, had over 30,000 hours down in a field, and had an accident. And so I thought, I have no business even attempting this. So for me at that point, it was over. Well, it was November of 2024, and Kyle's partner, Chris Doyle, said, go get your FAA clearance, your physical, and then we'll talk. And so it started me thinking about it again. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to do that January of 2025. That was my plan. I'm going to go do that. And then I started having really serious problems with my traumatic brain injury. The doctors said, we're going to do these MRIs and stuff. And then they found that there was evidence that I've been having strokes, and they're worried about me having seizures. And then they find white matter in my brain. And then they find, on another MRI, they find growth in my nasal cavity and all this stuff. And it's become apparent that there's no way I would pass the test I to get a flight physical clearance. So where I'm at is I'm very happy to still be here. Every day is a bonus. The reality is you have to accept where you're at. And, people have dreams cut short. People go off in the military and they fight wars and they lose their lives. Think of all their dreams that were cut short. Think of all their dreams that, will never happen. What happened to me is it's a dream cut short, but in the big picture is I've lived a very good life. So I'm not going to let maybe this one dream isn't going to come true, and I'm satisfied. I'm comfortable with that. That's fine. So continuing my conversation with Chris Doyle, I said, okay, I've got all these problems. I'm going to put off the test for 1 year and see what the neurologist and the doctors can do for me, and go that route. And then a year from now, I'll look into it, and I'll either come back to you and say, it's not going to happen. I'm not able to pass a flight physical, or who knows. So right now, that's not part of my plan, and it's off, and I put it off a year. And what I do every day is I wake up excited that I get to help people who need tires. Now, I've done tires since 1986, 38 years. But at this point in my life, it's been a hobby. I really enjoy it. And when people need tires, they get a flat or whatever, it's an immediate concern. And it's like, for some reason, I am able to take care of that so quickly, so easily. And I enjoy doing it. That's what motivates me. I love doing that. And when I get it done, people are like, you just gave me almost $1,000. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how fast you did this. Everybody is just like, they're amazed that I do what I do. And that's what I like. I like doing that. It's not a job. It's not work. So I'm going to continue doing that. I'm going to continue going to my appointments, and we'll see where I'm at. But look, every day since July 2020 has been a bonus, and I'm looking at it like from that picture perspective that I shouldn't be here, but I am here. So every day that I get to do anything is a bonus. There's no heartache. There's no disappointment. There's no broken dream. There really isn't. Inside me, I am not sad. I'm not even worried about not pursuing flying, not pursuing agricultural spraying. I'm not worried about it now. So everybody has been asking me questions and wondering about this, so I thought I better put this video out there. Also for myself to watch and hear myself saying that I'm perfectly happy, and some things just don't happen. Dreams are cut short, but that's okay because every day is a bonus. So I am very satisfied and fulfilled in life. And I started noticing after the accident, people get religious and all this and that. I've always been pretty religious, but I started noticing in different ways that I talk to God, or if you pray in different ways and in different things, I started noticing something after the accident, that I'd pray about something and it'd happen. It's just like, that's a God would fulfill a prayer, and then it would happen again, and then it would happen again, over and over, and all these prayers were like answered. And so I've been very careful as far as going into agricultural spraying, not to pray for it, not to ask God for it, because all of my prayers to this point have been answered and come true. So I'm not going to push something that my body physically can't handle, even though if I prayed for it and God granted it, that might put me in a position where I shouldn't be and get someone else hurt or something like that. So I've been very careful not to pray for that. But other things, I've noticed that, you can have a conversation and talk to God in thought while you're working, whatever. My mind will go off on some tangent where I'll be thinking about all these things that the Lord has done for me. And being a drug addict, for one thing, since January 2nd, 2002, I've been sober 23 some years, and I still work Narcotics Anonymous program every single day. I still have, the doctors say, oh, you're having trouble with sleep. Well, we can put you to sleep. We can medicate you. Or the neurologist says, we want to try this new experimental medication. We think it really can help you. And I have to tell them, I'm a drug addict. I don't want and I won't take medication. There's two criteria in Narcotics Anonymous when it comes to medication for addicts that are sober, what they can and cannot take. Physical dependency and mind-altering medications are out. You cannot, you risk relapse, and I won't. So that's where I'm at. But back to talking about and thinking of things in your mind when you're talking to God and you're thinking of stuff. So many things, even before my accident, things that God has done for me. I mean, it's just amazing. And the one thing that I can tell people that maybe they can all relate to is 23 years sober. I'm still a drug addict. All drug addicts are a drug addict till the day they die, whether they're sober or they're actively using. But I am a sober drug addict, and that was something. Sorry, the video cut out there. Basically, I needed to make this video to tell everybody where I was at, because I get a lot of questions, and some of my posts on social media, I make it so that they are, people can't respond. That's because I don't have answers when people ask questions and they want to know, how you're doing and stuff. I really don't have an answer. So I set those posts where, okay, they can see what's going on, but they can't respond or ask questions. This is why. So, going forward, I have a neurologist that I like. I have a doctor that I like that's going to help me navigate the problem. So basically, my day-to-day is going to consist of working on my traumatic brain injury problem, trying to, live as normal as possible. But like I said, every day is a bonus. So knowing that first, then going forward is really easy for me. But back to what I was talking about, being a drug addict and being sober, I thought that was the greatest thing in the world. I had that going for me, and you know, all these years, 23 years being sober, I always thought, you know, don't complain, don't wish, don't want, because look what you got. You got sobriety. And that was my point of bringing up drug addiction and stuff. So that was a good thing. And then my accident happened, and for the grace of God, I was still left here. So I'm still alive. And that's why I say every day's a bonus. So that's where I'm at. I didn't want to make this video, but making this video is one way of letting people know kind of what's going on. And a big part of the last 2.5 years was what my plans for the future with Kyle Scott. So I was blessed to know him, and that's all I have to say about that. I was blessed to know him. So, but I have my own issues, my own problems I need to focus on that to me aren't really a problem, because I'm happy to be here. So I don't have a lot of answers if people message me directly and ask me questions. I usually just don't respond to them. So that's why I'll put this video out, and that'll be that. So appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate the support I get with the things I do with the tire shop. There's always a daily video there. If people are interested in watching their tires get mounted, the customers that come, they all get a video of their installation to take with them afterwards. So that's kind of neat. And then when I do have time to fish, I try to make videos. I try to show pictures. Fishing has been a big part of my life, the fish farm. And I try the best I can to go out, and I can't fish very well anymore with my traumatic brain injury, so I don't catch fish very often. That's a big change. So that's why you don't see very many fish pictures anymore. So, but that's where I'm at, and this little update will let y'all know where I'm at and what's going on. And if something changes or something comes up, positive or negative, I will make a follow-up video. So thanks for watching. I know this is a long video, but I had to get all this stuff said and put out there. So I hope everybody has a great day. And if you can think about things that you are very grateful for every single day, think about that, because in an instant, it could be taken away.